The year was 1944. World War II raged on, but the tide had turned against Germany. Deep within the Nazi regime, a daring plan was hatched. Operation Valkyrie. The date was set July 20th. A group of German officers would attempt to assassinate Hitler and trigger a coup in Berlin. Their goal was to end the war and save Germany from complete destruction. The plan involved two key elements: the assassination of Hitler and the implementation of Operation Valkyrie. Operation Valkyrie was an existing emergency plan designed to maintain order in the event of internal unrest. The plotters intended to hijack this plan, using it to mobilize troops and arrest key Nazi leaders. The chosen location for the assassination was the Wolf's Lair, Hitler's heavily guarded headquarters in East Prussia. The weight of the plan rested on Colonel Klaus von Stauffenberg, a decorated war hero disillusioned with the Nazi regime. Stauffenberg was tasked with planting the bomb that would kill Hitler. He was a man of courage and conviction, willing to risk everything to alter the course of history. The objectives of Operation Valkyrie were clear: assassinate Hitler, mobilize reserve army units, and seize control of key government and communication centers. By doing so, they aimed to dismantle the Nazi regime and negotiate peace with the Allies. The decision to assassinate Hitler was not taken lightly. The men and women involved in the July 20th plot were patriots who had served their country with distinction. Germany in 1944 was a nation on the brink of collapse. The war on the Eastern Front was a catastrophe, with millions dead and the Red Army advancing relentlessly. In the West, the Allied invasion of Normandy had created a second front, stretching German forces thin. They believed that removing Hitler from power was the only way to protect destruction of Germany. The July 20th plot was a carefully orchestrated conspiracy involving individuals from various walks of life. At the heart of this resistance movement was Colonel Klaus von Stauffenberg, a man of unwavering resolve. Stauffenberg was a highly decorated officer, initially a supporter of the Nazi regime, but his views changed as the tide of the war changed. Wounded in combat in North Africa, Stauffenberg returned to Germany physically and emotionally scarred, his faith in Hitler shattered. Alongside Stauffenberg stood General Friedrich Olbricht, who provided crucial logistical support. Ludwig Beck, a former chief of the German General Staff, lent legitimacy to the plot. Henning von Treschow, a brilliant strategist, played a key role in planning the assassination attempt. These individuals, along with many others, formed a diverse and courageous group united by their opposition to Hitler. July 20th, 1944, dawned like any other day at the Wolf's Lair. Klaus von Stauffenberg, armed with a bomb, prepared to execute the plan. Using the ruse of a routine briefing, he entered the conference room where Hitler and several high-ranking officials were gathered. He placed the briefcase containing the bomb under the table, as close to Hitler as he could manage. Excusing himself, Stauffenberg left the room. Minutes later, the bomb exploded, but Hitler survived. The heavy oak table shielded him from the full force of the explosion. The news of Hitler's survival spread, throwing the plans into disarray. In Berlin, the plotters awaited news of Hitler's death to launch Operation Valkyrie. Communication breakdowns and conflicting reports created confusion and hesitation. The Nazi leadership moved swiftly to crush the uprising, and the conspirators were hunted down and arrested. The failure of the July 20th plot had immediate and devastating consequences. The Gestapo led a hasty trial to punish the conspirators. Thousands were arrested, suspected of involvement in the plot or deemed insufficiently loyal. Show trials were held, followed by brutal executions. Among those executed were the key figures of the resistance: Stauffenberg, Olbricht, Treschow, Beck, and countless others. The men and women who risked their lives acted out of a deep sense of moral conviction and patriotism. The legacy of the July 20th plot extends far beyond the events of that day. Field Marshal Erwin Rommel, though not directly involved, was implicated and forced to take his own life. The perpetrators faced executions, including hanging and firing squads, as a reminder of disloyalty.